Elon Musk is a name synonymous with bold innovation, a figure who has become almost legendary in the world of technology and entrepreneurship. He's an entrepreneur who tackles problems others call impossible, always searching for new frontiers to conquer and refusing to accept the status quo. Musk's drive is legendary. He works tirelessly and expects the same from his teams, pushing boundaries and inspiring those around him to reach for the extraordinary. His mission is nothing short of reshaping humanity's future, with a vision that stretches far beyond the present moment. He targets massive challenges like climate change and our dependence on a single planet, believing that these are the defining issues of our time. Musk believes technology is the key to solving these issues, and he's never shied away from risk, often betting everything on his convictions. Despite skepticism and countless setbacks, he pressed on. Determination and resilience are central to his story, fueling his relentless pursuit of progress. Tesla and SpaceX are his most famous ventures, each one a testament to his willingness to dream big and challenge entire industries. Tesla revolutionized electric cars, batteries, and solar power, making sustainable energy mainstream and inspiring a global shift toward cleaner technology. SpaceX builds rockets, aiming to make space travel affordable and enable life on other planets, opening up possibilities once reserved for science fiction. These companies are ambitious, changing their industries in ways once thought impossible, and inspiring a new generation of innovators. But what if Musk never launched Tesla or SpaceX? What if his vision had never taken flight? Imagine a world where electric cars remained niche, and private space travel never took off, where progress stalled and innovation slowed. How would technology in our daily lives look today without Musk's disruptive influence? Would we still be waiting for a breakthrough? This video explores that alternate reality, diving into a world shaped by different choices and missed opportunities. We'll examine the impact on space exploration and what humanity might have lost without Musk's vision. We'll look at the evolution of cars, and how the automotive world might have remained stuck in the past. And we'll consider what Musk might have done instead, and how the world would be different without his relentless drive to innovate. SpaceX transformed space travel by making rockets reusable and affordable. Their bold approach didn't just lower costs, it completely changed the pace and ambition of the entire industry, inspiring a new era of innovation and competition. Before SpaceX, only governments and legacy aerospace giants launched rockets at enormous cost. Launches were rare, and each mission required years of planning and massive budgets, making space feel distant and exclusive. SpaceX's push for reusability slashed costs and opened space to new players. Suddenly, startups and universities could dream of launching their own missions, and the barriers to entry began to fall. Without SpaceX, NASA would be stuck with expensive, slow-moving contractors, progress would be bogged down by bureaucracy, and innovation would take a back seat to tradition and red tape. Private space travel would seem like a distant dream. The idea of ordinary people buying a ticket to space would remain science fiction, with no clear path to reality. The idea of ordinary people going to space would be far less realistic. For most, the stars would remain something to gaze at from afar, not a destination to reach. Plans for returning to the moon and reaching Mars would crawl forward, ambitious missions would be delayed, and humanity's next giant leap would always seem just out of reach. SpaceX's rapid innovation forced others to move faster. Their relentless pace set a new standard, pushing competitors and agencies to rethink what was possible. Without that pressure, government programs would be more cautious and slow. Risk aversion would dominate, and bold ideas would be shelved in favor of safer, incremental progress. Rocket technology would lag behind, and reusability might still be a fantasy. The industry would cling to old methods, missing out on the breakthroughs that make space more accessible. We'd still be discarding rockets after every launch, like throwing away a plane after one flight. The waste and inefficiency would keep costs sky high. Space missions would remain rare and costly. Only the wealthiest nations and organizations could afford to reach orbit, and each launch would be a major event. Fewer scientific and commercial missions would be possible. Many promising projects would never leave the drawing board, and our understanding of the universe would grow more slowly. The high price of access would keep space out of reach for most. Dreams of exploration and discovery would be limited to a privileged few, while the rest watched from the sidelines. The dream of exploring the stars would be much dimmer, and humanity's journey beyond Earth would be slower, more uncertain, and far less inspiring. Reusable rockets are SpaceX's game-changing legacy. Before Musk, rockets were single-use, wasteful, and expensive. SpaceX proved rockets could land, be refurbished, and fly again, slashing launch costs. Without SpaceX, the industry would cling to costly, disposable rockets. Fewer launches would mean slower progress and limited access to space. Starlink, SpaceX's satellite internet network, wouldn't exist. Millions in remote areas would still lack reliable internet. Education, business, and disaster relief would suffer from poor connectivity. The digital divide would be wider, limiting global development. Starlink's absence would mean fewer opportunities for people worldwide. The idea of connecting the globe through space would be far less advanced. Without these innovations, space would remain exclusive and expensive. The pace of progress in satellite technology would be much slower. The world would be less connected, and the benefits of space technology would reach fewer people. The leap toward a truly global internet would be stalled. Tesla shattered the stereotype of electric cars as slow and boring, forever changing how the world viewed EVs. Before Tesla, most people imagined electric vehicles as sluggish, uninspiring, and only for the eco-conscious few. The Tesla Roadster proved EVs could be fast, stylish, and truly desirable, something you'd actually want to drive, not just tolerate. Before Tesla, big automakers had little incentive to innovate. They were comfortable, making steady profits from gas cars, and saw no reason to take risks on electric technology. Without Tesla's bold push, the shift to electric vehicles would have dragged on for years, maybe even decades, as the industry clung to the status quo. Battery and software technology in cars would lag far behind, with little motivation to improve range, performance, or user experience. Tesla's focus on long-range batteries and over-the-air updates set new industry standards, forcing competitors to rethink what was possible. Now, other automakers are racing to catch up, investing billions to close the gap Tesla created. Without Tesla, luxury electric cars might never have become mainstream, and the idea of a premium EV would seem far-fetched. EVs would likely remain niche, small, practical, and unexciting, mostly seen as city runabouts or second cars. The idea of a high-performance aspirational electric car would be missing from showrooms and from people's dreams. Fewer people would see EVs as a real alternative to gas vehicles, and most would stick with what they know. The industry's transformation would be years behind, with progress crawling instead of racing forward. Electric cars might still be seen as eco-friendly oddities, not as the future of driving or a symbol of innovation. The momentum for change would be weak, with little excitement or urgency to move away from gasoline. Without Tesla's disruptive vision, the world would be stuck in the slow lane of automotive progress, waiting for a revolution that might never come. Tesla's rise forced the auto industry to take electric vehicles seriously. Its success sparked fierce competition, leading to more choices and better technology for consumers. Without Tesla, the EV market would be tiny. Few models, slow innovation. Automakers would focus on refining gas engines, not electrification. The shift away from fossil fuels would be delayed, with big consequences for the environment. Governments might hesitate to support EVs, lacking public demand and industry momentum. Tesla's popularity drove incentives, tax credits, and investment in charging infrastructure. Without that push, political will for electrification would be weaker. Range anxiety would persist, batteries would offer less range, and charging stations would be scarce. EVs would seem impractical for most people. Confidence in electric mobility would be low. Adoption would crawl, not surge. The world's transition to clean transport would stall. Tesla's supercharger network made long-distance EV travel practical. Without it, charging would be slow, confusing, and fragmented. Competing networks would be inconsistent, deterring buyers. Poor charging infrastructure would be a major barrier to EV adoption. Tesla also revolutionized battery technology, pushing for better performance and lower costs. Gigafactories made batteries affordable, helping bring EVs to the masses. Without Tesla's relentless drive, battery tech would lag. Less range, higher prices, heavier cars. Electric vehicles would be less appealing and less practical. The EV revolution depends on good, affordable batteries. Without Tesla, progress would be slow and limited. The dream of widespread electric mobility would be out of reach. The industry would struggle to overcome technical and economic hurdles. The electric future would remain a distant promise. Musk was already a successful entrepreneur before Tesla and SpaceX. He co-founded Zip2 and PayPal, earning the capital to chase bigger dreams. If he hadn't started Tesla or SpaceX, he'd still pursue ambitious projects. He might have focused on solar energy, launching a major clean energy company earlier. Or he could have dived deeper into artificial intelligence, shaping its development and safety. Musk might have tackled high-speed transport, biotechnology, or education. His pattern is clear: find industries ripe for disruption and make a difference. Even without Tesla and SpaceX, Musk would chase world-changing ideas. His drive to solve global problems would remain. He'd still push boundaries and challenge the status quo. The specifics might change, but his ambition wouldn't. The world would still feel his impact, just in different ways. Tesla and SpaceX do more than build products, they inspire. They prove that bold visions and hard work can tackle the toughest challenges. This inspiration fuels young people to pursue science and engineering. It motivates entrepreneurs to dream bigger and take risks. Without these companies, excitement about technology's future would fade. Innovation in space and electric transport would slow. The idea that one company or one person can disrupt entire industries would seem less possible. The global push for clean energy would lose momentum. Tesla made sustainable tech exciting and desirable. Without these examples, urgency for clean solutions would wane. Fewer young talents would be drawn to ambitious, world-changing projects. The level of ambition in tackling grand challenges would drop. A world without Tesla and SpaceX would move slower, with fewer technological leaps. These companies changed industries and how we imagine the future. Space exploration would lag, and Mars would remain a distant fantasy. The cost of space would keep it exclusive. The electric car revolution would be years behind, with gas engines dominating longer. Environmental progress would stall. Musk's vision forced others to innovate and rethink their plans. He proved outsiders can challenge the status quo and win. This competition accelerated electric mobility and space tech. His companies injected ambition and urgency into the world. They showed that big dreams, backed by relentless effort, can transform reality. Without them, the world would be less bold, less dynamic, and less hopeful. The echo of unlaunched dreams would leave us with a quieter, more cautious future.